So hey guys, what's up? In this video, we're going to be building a simple clock in JavaScript, obviously. So before I get to the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for the people who supported me for the last video on the email manager. So if you want to check it out, link in the description below the like button. So if you are the so thank you for that. And this video, we're going to be doing the basics, some basics of JavaScript. We're going to be building a clock. Now, in the first place, I want to say you might think it's very stupid to build a clock in JavaScript and all of that. So as beginner, you just want to go step by step. So in this video, we all not just going to work with if statements and all. We're going to work with how to actually work with date and time in JavaScript. So it's pretty cool little thing to learn. So it's one of the section in your documentation, date and time in JavaScript. So we're going to be learning that as well. So this is more focused towards beginners. So if anyone is like pro or something, it's not related. Even it's an intermediate level, is like not related anyway. Beginner, like absolute beginners, is really related. So so this is so I'm coming to this. So this is a clock that we're going to be building. It's a pretty decent looking clock. It's not the best of the world design. It's just pretty decent to actually look and work with it. And we have a heading, and this is just a clock with just a blue border. It's able to convey the message of being a clock. Okay, so this is what we're going to be building. Very simple project, and we can just straight away get started. Alright guys, I have a folder open, and this is called clock. The folder is clock. So I'm just gonna create a new file. I'm gonna say index.html. Okay, I need three files. Okay, and style.css and a app.js. I'm gonna get three files. Okay, so for now what I'm gonna be doing is I wanna work with the index.html in the first place. Okay, so we're gonna generate all the we're gonna make the sort of first looking the elements for we want to design elements. Okay, so I'm gonna generate a boilerplate. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Okay, and I'm just gonna call it time app. You can call it whatever you want. So I'm gonna call it time app, and I also want to link my style sheet right now itself. Style CSS, and the theme I'm using is pretty different. It's called the horizon. I just wanted to try it out. So like let me know whether it really looks good or not. So in this one, after the body, I want to have a h1, and I'm just gonna call it clock. And after the h1, I have a div, and this div is gonna have a class of a clock. Okay, so like that. So inside this, we want to have a span, and inside the span you can just put some numbers. For me, I'm just gonna put like 0 2 or something. Okay, just some dummy values. Okay, and for this span I want you guys to give it a class, or even an id is fine. So you can give it an id of hover. Okay, now normally I just do it classes, but I just wanted to do with an id for now. So you can use anything you want. Span, copy that and just paste it 2 times more. And this one is gonna be minute. So I'm gonna be changing this. No, first of all, this to like 30. Okay, and then I'm just call it minute. You can call it min or anything, but make sure you understand what you're doing. And minute, and this is called second. Okay, I'm just call it second, and this is gonna be like 20. 20 is fine. Okay, and I'm just gonna get rid of this. So that's just it. It's pretty much done, I hope. And we'll just open this up in live server and see. Okay, so this is just simple clock. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna get new one and visit it. Okay, so this is just a simple clock. Now Mozilla Firefox default font is this, so we anyway want to be changing this, so don't worry. Okay guys, now that's it for that. Our stuff is pretty much done, and we are ready to go. And this is the html, so this is a clock, and now we're going to be doing the style.css. Okay, so I'm going to go to the style.css. What you want to do is to change some basic stuff. So I'm just gonna go a bit fast because it's not really relevant for the video, and padding is also 0, and box sizing is body box. Okay, now I pretty much save this like that. Okay, now I want to cover the body, and I'm gonna give it a font family of I hope it's monster. Yeah, it is. Montserrat. Okay, now it's all locally stored in my system. Now if you can just copy the Google fonts and paste the link up right in the top if you want, and want to have a background to it. Okay, and background color, I'm just gonna, not a color, it's a background. You can have it color anything. So RGB. Okay, for the red it's gonna be 37. It's gonna be repeatedly 37. Okay, it's 37, which gives us a beautiful gray. Sorry, and it's gonna be 37. If I save it, there we go, looks pretty fine. And the color is, I'm gonna giving it to a light blue. It's sort of a bluish, but it's pretty nice. Okay, and we're just gonna put text align center, and it's pretty good right there. Okay, done. Now what I want to get the H1. I'm gonna give it a background for now, and it's gonna be there's a built-in color called cornflower blue. It's pretty cool there. Yeah, it's this one. And then I'm gonna have padding of 15 pixels and a font size of 40 pixels. Okay, I want the H1 to be pretty huge like that. Okay, and now you can just put, like, text what do you want to say is text text transform, and you want to say uppercase. It's gonna be uppercase. Pretty beautiful, and that I hope even that's pretty uppercase. Yeah, or else you can just go to the extra and change it. Okay, and now we want to grab a H2. I mean, you don't need an H2 because you only have one H1, so it's not gonna make any difference having that class. Where is my app? This one. Okay, it's pretty good. Now what I want to get the clock. I want to get the clock there with a class of a clock. Okay, and I want to say font size is actually gonna be 50 pixels for that. Okay, that clock, and I'm gonna have some margin which is gonna be 15% from the top and bottom, and I'm just gonna align it so it's gonna be auto. It's gonna be in the middle, and we want to get the border. It's gonna be 2 pixels solid. Okay, solid, and same color, which is a cornflower blue. No, not corn silk. It's gonna be cornflower blue, and we want to have some more padding, which is gonna give us 20 pixels, should be fine, and a width of 80%. Now if you check it out, this is how our sort of a div looks like. So we just changed to 40 pixels. Yep, that's doing a great job. Now you can change it to 45. I hope it doesn't break. Anyway, 50 is gonna break, so 47 should be fine. Yeah, 47 is fine, already fine. And if you want to have a bigger text, then you can have a little amount of padding and just get it done. But it's just okay for the style.css. Okay guys, now our basic elements are actually done, and now we want to go for the app.js. But before that, I'm gonna come about the body tag and I get my script, and I'm gonna say script with a source of app.js. I'm gonna get my app.js. Okay, now our style.css index is done. I'm gonna get my app.js, and we'll just alert one just to check with it's all connected and it's pretty okay to work. Okay, it's working. Alright guys, now we're gonna just work with the fundamentals. Now JavaScript pretty much has everything built in, so you don't really want to grab anything from locally stored data or something. Yeah, it is gonna do, JavaScript is just gonna do it. You just want to get some stuff, sort of some stuff which helps you to grab information. You don't need internet connections. Just gonna get the locally stored time, date, and everything. Okay, so yeah, now we just see how to actually work with time. Now what I want to say, I'm gonna say a const. I'm gonna create a new variable or a constant. I'm gonna say const, and I'm gonna grab the full date. Okay, I'm gonna call this full date, and how you get a date is you just get new date. Okay, that's just simply it, and it's capital. Okay, now if you do it, it's a built-in function in JavaScript. And now if we check this out, inspect the element and just go over the console, and yeah, we're just gonna be console.logging this thing called full date. Okay, and now if we check this out, full date is not defined, so it's pretty much defined right here. Const full date is actually a new, okay, there we go. We don't need that. I don't know why it pretty much comes right there, but we don't need it. So we're not full date. Okay, this one right there. Okay, I'm just gonna change the D. Okay, now we had an error there. So now as you guys can see, the date is right here, which gives us Wednesday, December 18. So I live in Sri Lanka, so it's basically Indian Standard Time and Sri Lanka's Standard Time is pretty equal. Okay, so this is the time that I have. It's running. So if I refresh it, as you guys can see, the seconds are changing. So it's actually a real time, not a real time, but it's giving us the accurate information as we refresh. So this is what now as we now actually we got the date and we got all the information. Now you just wanna, like, as we do in objects, we just get dot social dots some dot the variable name to get the value of the variable stored in the object. We're gonna do something like that to say, we want to say dot get hours, got dot get minutes from this full date to get all of this standard timings and all. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this, and what I'm gonna do is gonna let this, so I'm gonna create a variable called hours, and now you want to say full date dot get hours to get the hours. Okay, and that's simply only thing that you simply need. And if I just console the log the hours, you can see it's 17 hours. Okay, and right there, if I were able to show you, it's 5:17. So it's actually 5 is actually 17 according to 24 hours time. Now if you want, you can switch it up to a 12-hour scheme. It's pretty easy to do as well. Okay, now we can get that. Basically we get the hours, which is 17. Now same as that, just copy paste, and this second one I'm gonna call this as minutes, and this one you just want to say get minutes, sorry, not milliseconds. You want to get the minutes. And even this one, I'm just gonna call this seconds, and you want to say get seconds. And now if I save it, now if I log the hours, minutes, and if I log the seconds, you'll be able to see. Okay, seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna get that. Okay, now you can see it's 17, it's 18 minutes. So I can show you right there. Okay, it's 18 and it's 35 seconds. Now if I refresh this again, you'll be able to see which is 44 seconds. And if I refresh again, it's 50 seconds. Okay, now we get all the information. Now it's a simple job to get the whole div, and just put it inside. Get the whole div and put what sort of the information what we grabbed inside this particular div. So I'm gonna go for the index.html. As you guys can see, we given an ID of hours, so we want to get that. So what I'm gonna do is, you can make this as a constant, because this is not going to be always be constant. It's going to always change, so it should be a variable. This could be a constant because it's always a constant. This is always going to be changing, so you can have this also. You can just let it there. Okay, no issues. Okay, you can just let it, and this you can have it at a constant. Missing variable name. Wait. Okay, I'm just gonna, okay, sorry, I'm gonna let it. I'm just gonna go to const to get sort of a DOM. I will get all the stuff from the DOM, and now I'm gonna say this is gonna be hours slash div. Okay, and this is gonna be hour div, like hours div, which I mean is this div. Okay, we're gonna change anything whatever inside that to the real values. Okay, and we want to say dot document, sorry, so we want to say document dot get element by id. I just use query selector because I'm used to use that. So I'm gonna say put the quotes, and I'm gonna say I gave it a id of hour. Okay, simple as that. Now save it up, copy this, paste it, and this is gonna be minute div. So I'm gonna call it minutes slash div. Okay, it's gonna be minutes div. I'm gonna change this to minutes as well, minutes. I hope it's right. I give it a clause. Okay, it's minute. Good, I checked it. Okay, so now I'm gonna change this one to seconds. Pretty simple. I'm gonna change this to second because I hope I gave it a second. Yeah, now we're gonna give it second. Okay, now what I want to do is to just simply put, uh, whatever I've got, whatever values I got. So I'm gonna say hours.div dot inner HTML. Okay, is simply equals to this hover, whatever we get in JavaScript. So I'm gonna say hours. Okay, and again I'm gonna say the minutes div. I'm gonna get the minutes slash div, and this the inner HTML. I'm gonna get the inner HTML and change it to minutes. Okay, I'm gonna change it to minutes, this one, and then I'm gonna get the seconds div dot inner HTML, and I want to go for I'm gonna say seconds, something like that. Okay, now if you save it up, now if you check it, there we go, we have all of information, which is 17. My time is 21 right there. Okay, and the seconds are pretty much changing. Okay, there we go, we have something like this. So it's pretty working, guys. So anyway, guys, like, yeah, it's pretty good. So we also wanna get something like that, so clean like this, cleaner like this, like having this sort of a I don't know what you call that, so sort of a colon, not a colon, indentation. You want to get that indentation uh symbol to make it look like a pretty good clock. So for that, we're going to be using an if statement. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I want to use if. So I want to say if the I just want to get the I'll give you guide the logic. Now what we want, yeah, before we want that, before if, no, we're not be using if right now. Okay, we just use it not now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that sort of a indentation. So you can just put plus, and you can put this indentation string value, and inside this you can put this. Now if you save it up, it's gonna look like this. But if you're actually you want to work with ES6 in JavaScript, so it's pretty easy. You want to put the backticks. Okay, so you can work with a lot of strings as well as built-in variables. You can learn a lot of this in my last video, email manager. So you want to put this colons like this. Okay, and inside this you want to pass the variable or the constant, whatever, and then you can just put something like this, the indentation mark. So now it's just gonna work as fine. So I want to copy this, I want to replace this with the minutes, and this one I just say minutes, and I'm gonna replace this with the seconds, and I'm gonna say seconds here. Okay, now if you take no, in the seconds, no, I don't need this in the seconds, is because there's no values out there, so seconds is just basically fine. So now if I anyway refresh it, it's gonna look pretty fine. So the one thing that I actually noted, no, you kind of really want to see is that it's not working in real time. For example, if I wanna, it's now it's all the data is already there. So now if I wanna get this, now if I if I want to get it, which I mean is like to get the seconds, I want to refresh this. So every single second I want to refresh this to make sure it's working in real time. So every second I want to refresh this clock to update the clock. This function is only working when we load. So it's gonna grab all the information from right in the locally and give it up here. So what we're gonna be doing, we want to manually create a function which will help us to run this fetch all of the stuff, full date and all of this stuff every second or 500 milliseconds. So you can customize it as much as you want. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is actually called as set interval. So now what you can do, for example, I can actually show you guys like a pretty good demo. Okay, I want to say I want to create a function. Okay, I'm just going to create a function and call this hello. Okay, and inside this I want to log hello. Simple as that. Okay, now console.log hello. Now if I refresh this, yeah, because I want to call this function hello. Okay, It's pretty easy like that to call it. And if I refresh it, it's hello. But if I say just get, forget about this. If I say I want to repeat this function, console or logging this function every time, like hello 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 every second, I want to make sure I want to console this log hello every second, I can do it in a way as well. So what I want to do, this function is hello. Okay, so there's a built-in function called set interval, and you want to put this function mark set interval, and you want to put the handler and time handler. Okay, the handler is the function what you have, so you want to put the hello, which is the function, and now you want to give how many seconds. So 500 is actually half a second. If you want a second, you want to put 1000. Okay, so if you put 1000, it's 1 second. If you put 100, it's 1 this is 1 milliseconds. Okay, anyway, so I'm just pretty bad in calculating stuff. So this is 1000, which is 1 second. If you put 500, it's going to give you half a second. Now if I save this up, as you guys can see, it's console is logging. You can see as we go, the hello is actually incrementing right here. It's changing to 6, 7, 8. So it's not console. Yeah, it is console logging. So it doesn't repeat the Google console, the any web browser console don't repeat. They just indent it. So every second they console are logging. So if I want this to be half a second, I can do it as well. And there we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's increasing. That's what we're gonna just do the same thing for clock itself. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. It's just a sort of a like an example, dummy example. And now what I want is I'm just gonna put this inside a div. Okay, so let's get this down. I want to put all of that into the div, a function actually. So I'm gonna call this function, and I'm just gonna call it time. This is gonna be the function. Okay, and I'm gonna copy all of this. I'm gonna put it inside this, and yeah, obviously get rid of this. And as we did before, when I said set interval, okay, when I get the set interval, now we have a function called time, which right here runs the whole sort of a whole function. And now we want to refresh this by 1 second, or to be more accurate, you can refresh this by half a second, which is 500 millisecond. Okay, now as you guys can see, our function here is working. Anyway, this is just gonna work every second. So if you put like 1 right there, it's always gonna be that second. So I'm just gonna leave it at 1000, which is gonna be 1 second. But to be more accurate, I just put it 500. Doesn't matter. Okay, so there we go. Our function is actually working. But I actually want to show you guys like if this is actually been 5. Let's just wait 37 to come until 50. Sorry, just come until the single value, like 1 second, 2 second. Let me just wait. Alright guys, so if this changes to, oh, it's a church bell. So anyway, if this changes to a single value like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, it's just gonna look like this. It's not gonna be a 2-digit number. It's just gonna simply look like a sort of a as you guys can saw before, it's just 1, 2, and 3. It's not a 2-digit number. To make sure all of these are gonna be two digit, as gonna look very consistent throughout being using this as a clock. Well, I'm gonna add some stuff to this. Okay, I just want to add a 0, simply as that. If the seconds is actually less than 10, then I just want to add the 0, because add the 0, which I mean a 0 string, so it's obviously a 0 is gonna be 0. I can show you guys right now. So I'm gonna have an if statement, if condition, sorry, and I want to say hours. I want to get the hours, and if the hours is actually less than 10, I run a function. I want to say hours is actually equals to, so I'm just going to change the hours. So once I change it, it's going to come here, and the hours is going to go right here. So all the way through this, hours is going to remain whatever is in the locally. So once it's if the hours is less than 10, it's going to change it at whatever I put here, and it's going to give the updated value. So hours is actually basic if statements. So I want to get this 0, and I'm going to just add this up to hours. Okay, Now you can use ES6 to do it as well. Now how you do it in that is you put a okay, you put a backsticks and you just put a 0. Okay, and then you want to escape this, so put something like this. And I'm gonna say hours. Now if I refresh this, hours is actually not going to work because it's overall it is 17. So if you see it in another time, like like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, or even 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's just gonna have a 0 right there. So it's gonna look pretty perfect. So then we wanna actually do the same thing to our seconds. Okay, so this it's not kind of like a must, so I'm just making sure it's gonna be minutes, to be take this program a bit more than it could normally be. Okay, when it's actually less than 10, I want to get the minutes. The is actually now it's going to be equals. I'm going to put the backticks. I'm going to get the 0. When it's actually less than 0, it's going to be 0 1 0 2 until it's less than 10. And I'm going to escape the codes and I'm going to say minutes. I'm going to do the same thing right down here for seconds, and I want to say even the second is less than 10, you want to do the same thing. You want to get the seconds, which is equals to, you want to put the backticks, you want to put 0, and you want to say minutes. Sorry, it should be seconds. Okay, and now it should be pretty much working. Now if you see this in another time, which is going to be, it's actually going to be added up with 0. So yeah guys, that's just it for the video. Now I'll leave all the files whatever I did link in the description, so please guys, bear with me until January. It's because like until January, the end of January, I'm planning to do all of this basic stuff in JavaScript and just finish it off, like finish the whole JavaScript thing off, or maybe in February, and I just finish it off. And I have my A-levels coming, so I'll work for it, so tutorials are gonna get a bit slower. But once I finish this in May, I'm just gonna post a lot of more sort of deep stuff. For example, in JavaScript, we're going to be building very hard applications in PHP and all, so that's actually coming. Stay tuned. And actually guys, as you guys can see the seconds, so I just wanted to say it's 0. So yeah, so anyway, that's just it for the video guys. Like people, most of the people it's going to be thinking that I only upload this very basic video. Yes, basic is very important for the foundation of JavaScript. So I'm actually working, I just put all the tutorials in an order, like going for the basics to a hard one. So yeah, that's just it for the video guys. I hope any beginner who's watching this video has learned something, maybe the how to work with date and functions and JavaScript. So that's just it for the video guys. Hopefully you enjoy the video. And I also want to give this, if you want to take this clock to a next level, you can have something called good morning, good night, so something like that text. You can have a div right in the index.html, and you can simply run an if condition. If the time is actually less than 5 and greater than 12, something like that, then put some good morning, good night. So if you do that, just link the code down in the comment. If you do it, I just want to check it out. Anyway guys, that's just it for the video. Hope you guys loved it. Follow me in the social medias, follow my github page. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.